Hey all, it is Nikki. Welcome back to the channel. So I'm running out of summer and I have a ton of books that I was wanting to get to before the end of the summer, partly as prep for school and partly because I know that once school starts, I'm not going to be pleasure reading because that just does not happen. I have 2 weeks ahead of me blocked out where I really don't have much going on, and so my plan was to get as much of my school reading done in these next 2 weeks as I possibly could. Thankfully, one of my courses gave me a reading list in advance, which is just the best. I love it when they do that. It just makes life so much easier. That happened last year too. I remember going on vacation with all of my books for my British literature course, which is actually great because those books were really good. I mean, I had like Pride and Prejudice, Jane Eyre, so good, Far from the Madding Crowd, Virginia Woolf's To the Lighthouse also surprised me by being very good. The only one in there that was like, ugh, was Robinson Crusoe. I mean, that was a pretty dry read. I don't really know what to expect from these ones because I really haven't ever heard of them. We've got A Passage to India, Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway, James Joyce's A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man. As you can see, the title makes perfect sense with this picture. I purposely waited this long because I didn't want to read my school books in like May when we got the list and then completely forget all the stuff by the time my course starts. So then I just have to read them again in order to do assignments on them. Like, that's counterproductive. So I waited. But the problem is that I also waited with all my pleasure reading because I just kept pushing it off. So now I have all these books that I have to read, but also these books that I want to read. Like, for example, Winter Souls series, which I know I've been talking about a lot, but it's the vibe right now. I'm loving this series. I do plan to do like a full review video on the series once I get through the whole thing, but for now, just take my word for it that it's a really delicious indie read. Like, it's just whimsical, it's magical, and I'm really liking the characters in the story. So go check out the Winter Souls series by Jennifer Kropf, K-R-O-P-F. I don't know how to pronounce that, but that's her name. Go look her up. But I would also like to read Water Falling by H.A. Pruitt. My only inhibition is that this requires me to take softcover books on vacation with me, which is like, ugh. I'm just very, very protective of my books, and I've realized that softcover is like not the way to go for me because just the slightest crease or bend is like viscerally painful to look at. And whenever you take them places, no matter how careful you are, they always come back with some sign that they've been read and handled and taken somewhere. And some people are fine with that, but just for me, I'm like not. So I need to figure out a way to like package them in such a way that they're like boxed, surrounded by hard surfaces, and as protected as possible. And I know that sounds ridiculous and stupid, but I'm gonna do it anyway because it will bother me. I just bought them. I don't want them to look all messy right away. Oh, also, okay, before I say anything else, I need to do this. This is the whole point of making this video and I completely forgot. I want to give a shout out to my brother, Brent Florica, who is just launching his Kickstarter for Stories with the Stoofs Volume 1. I can't remember if I've ever talked about the Stoofs on this channel, but they are this collection of just really cute characters that my niece invented, and my brother took them and made them into a cast of characters that he uses to tell Bible stories in these adorable children's books. And so he's put out a bunch of them, some of them in physical form, some of them just on YouTube, but he is finally launching his Kickstarter to get them all put into a physical copy, a big volume of, I think it's 8 stories. Don't quote me on that. He needs help making it happen, but it's really exciting. I'm really looking forward to seeing all these books together in one just like colorful, fun volume. It's kind of a VeggieTale premise. Like, Bible stories are great by themselves, but kids also love things that are colorful and quirky, and that's exactly what these stories are. They are telling Bible stories in kind of a fun, fresh, colorful way that I think is just adorable. So I can't explain things very well. I will put his link in the description below, the link to his Kickstarter video, so you can get all the details there and find out more about the project. But that is the most important thing that I wanted to say in the video, so if you get nothing else out of this video, remember that. Congratulations to Brent on launching his Kickstarter. Go check it out. If you're interested, you could also check out the rest of the art stuff on his channel. He's done a lot of really fun character designs. He actually did this one a while back, which is of a creature from one of my stories, which some of you would recognize. This is like an early concept of it, so I think it has changed a bit since then, but it was really cool seeing him create that and bring that to life. Plus, it's just satisfying to watch artists do art. I don't know, just I aspire to that. I'm also hoping to do a little bit of sketching in these next 2 weeks that I have blocked out. I don't do a lot of that typically, but I've been kind of getting into it a little more lately, starting up my Pinterest board again. So hopefully I'll be able to do a little bit of like artsy stuff combined with all the writing I want to do. For example, on this vacation, I have some writing that I need to get done, some editing for my high priority project. I want to achieve the lofty goal of editing 10 chapters, or 9 I think is what I have left. That might be a little bit too much, like it might kind of sap the enjoyment out of vacation. I'm not going to push myself to do that if it's unrealistic, but if I can do it, I'm going to try to do it. I've also decided that for Project Prequel, I want to reach the midpoint by the end of the summer, which might be a little lofty, but I'm getting close. If I could go into the school year knowing that Project Prequel is halfway done, I don't know, I would just feel lovely about that. I'm also really looking forward to doing brainstorming with my brother. We have decided that on this vacation we're going to do a sort of like Sunrise Publishing style writing retreat thing. He has a story idea that I know nothing about, but he wants to plot it, so we're going to do that. And I have at least one idea that I want to plot. I am allowed to do 2, I asked. So I have one that's a personal project, but then I have Operation Stars, which is the project that I wanted to convert into a movie. I don't know if you guys remember that as one of my like spring or summertime goals, but I need him to do that. He's the film guy, so hopefully together we'll be able to come up with a plot for a screenplay that will not get written anytime soon, but it'll still be fun to plot it together. Can you tell that I'm just like so excited that my brother is gonna do this with me? He doesn't know this, but like if he backed out, I'd be absolutely crushed. That was a lot of talking. I feel like I need to stop talking. One last thing I want to say. I have realized that I have a bad habit of getting caught in like a productivity trap and not taking time to like rest, and especially like set aside the to-do list and like spend time with God, spend time in prayer, start my days off right. So while I have all these goals and all these things I want to do, I'm also trying to maintain a mindset of like, this is a time to rest. This is a time to like reconnect with the Lord and like prepare for the year ahead. So I'm going to try and keep that in mind for the rest of the summer and just like let the chips fall where they may, work as hard as I can and do my best, but also make sure that I am just allowing God to guide me towards the projects that need to get done and to help me let go of the ones that really don't need to get done right now. It's an ongoing struggle, but practice makes perfect. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, do not forget to spend some time in the clouds today.